Top 10 spells I regret learning and how they ruined my life. Ah, dear reader, gather close. You who aspire to dabble in the arcane arts, to weave the delicate threads of reality into a tapestry of power, heed my warning. For I, Malthazar, the unquestionably wise, title debatable, stand before you as both beacon and cautionary tale. What follows is not a boastful recital of triumphs, but a grim, albeit hilarious, account of my gravest miscalculations. Let us embark upon this harrowing journey together, wherein every misstep shines as a glowing rune of regret, radiating both lessons and laughter. Number 10. Summon swarm of carnivorous butterflies. Yes, it sounded whimsical. A fluttering of brightly colored wings to bewilder my enemies. Imagine my surprise when the spell summoned a kaleidoscopic cloud of wings and teeth. Teeth, dear reader. They devoured not my foes, but my curtains, my beard, and to this day maintain a feral nest in the rafters of my tower. Every spring they multiply. Every spring I cry. Attempts to unsummon them have only resulted in the swarm growing hungrier and angrier. Once I tried appeasement with a bouquet of enchanted roses. It ended poorly. Worse, the enchanted roses turned them into poisonous, luminous insects. I cannot approach my tower windows after dusk without witnessing their eerie, glowing swarms. My neighbors have complained to the local mages' council, and I am fairly certain the swarm has begun developing a hive mind. The latest buzzing, too organized to be random, sends shivers down my spine. One day I fear they will demand tribute. Number 9. Locate lost socks. In theory, a practical and mundane spell. In execution, catastrophic. This seemingly innocuous enchantment broke the delicate boundaries between dimensions, leading to the horrifying revelation that all lost socks migrate to a parallel plane ruled by a tyrannical entity named Socthulu. Its gaze, 1,000 lint-ridden eyes, haunts me still. Worse yet, Socthulu has begun sending emissaries, demanding tribute in the form of matching pairs. My wardrobe is in shambles, my laundry room a battleground. The socks that remain have developed sentience, forming resistance factions to avoid being claimed by the vortex. My last attempt at laundry was thwarted by sock guerrilla tactics. Tripwires made of thread, ambushes by hidden pairs. I now wear mismatched socks as a badge of both rebellion and resignation. Number 8. Fluent in Goblin. Languages are a window to the soul, they say. This particular window opened straight into the gutter. While now I can sling goblin insults with unparalleled precision, it has rendered me incapable of saying anything polite in their tongue. Imagine attempting diplomacy when your very greeting translates to, "Greetings, pustulant dung sniffer of the eastern wastes." Negotiations did not proceed favorably. And should I ever utter a term of endearment, the goblins laugh so uproariously they lose all sense of decorum or sanity. Unfortunately, the goblin dialect also includes a magical component. Every insult is amplified tenfold when spoken aloud. My casual remarks have incited riots, and my attempts at apologies often worsen the chaos. I am banned from 3 goblin kingdoms and currently the subject of a goblin bard's revenge saga, a series of ballads detailing my misdeeds in excruciating exaggerated detail. Number 7, animate vegetables. Picture this. A grand feast where carrots march in formation, potatoes perform synchronized roles, and cabbages bow in reverence. A culinary triumph. Alas, I did not anticipate their rebellion. The Cabbage King still sends emissaries demanding reparations. My pantry remains a demilitarized zone. The parsnips have taken up arms, and the radishes have barricaded themselves in the larder. My attempts at peace treaties have only resulted in interpretative root dances that foretell doom. Worse yet, the enchanted vegetables have begun infiltrating neighboring farms, spreading whispers of revolt among the unenchanted produce. Farmers have accused me of inciting agricultural rebellion, and my name is now cursed in farming communities across the realm. The Cabbage King, I suspect, is plotting something catastrophic. I heard whispers of a soupocalypse during their last emissary's visit. Number 6. Temporary immortality. Temporary being the operative word. While the spell itself worked flawlessly, I made the dire mistake of timing it poorly. I chose to experiment just before a wizard's duel, banking on invulnerability. It ended precisely 5 seconds before my opponent's fireball landed. My subsequent regeneration left me with a healthy respect for countdown timers. The worst part? My opponent framed the incident as a teachable moment and sent me a congratulatory fruit basket. I've yet to eat the fruit. It feels tainted with smugness. Even worse, the spell's lingering effects occasionally cause my wounds to regenerate too slowly or incompletely, resulting in moments where I am halfway between life and death. The existential horror of these episodes has made me question the ethics of resurrection spells entirely. Number 5. Invisibility, but only to cats. Initially, this spell seemed a brilliant way to avoid the countless feline familiars employed by rival wizards. Little did I know it would also render me irresistibly enticing to them. They pounce, claw, and curl up on my invisible form with reckless abandon. I live in constant fear of unexpected kneading. Attempts to reverse the spell have failed, and now I am both invisible to and irresistibly adored by cats. They've made my tower their kingdom, and I their unwitting monarch. The cat's devotion has escalated to the point where they bring me offerings, small dead animals, enchanted trinkets, and once, a cursed hairball that unleashed a poltergeist. I suspect a feline coup is brewing. The meows have become suspiciously synchronized. Number 4. Teleport without destination. Oh, the thrill of the unknown. The exhilaration of leaving fate to chance. Until you materialize halfway through a marble statue of the Archmage Lunex, or worse, in your ex's dining room during their anniversary dinner. Fate, it seems, has a wicked sense of humor. Once, I teleported into an active volcano. Another time, into a barrel of pickled herring. Both experiences left an indelible mark on my psyche and my robes. Worse still, the spell appears to have residual effects. Occasionally when I sleep, I wake up in random locations. A swamp, a dragon's hoard, or once, atop a castle battlement during a siege. My sleepwalking has now become a significant liability, and I've taken to chaining myself to my bed. Number 3. Love potion number 13. A love potion so potent, it promises adoration from even the coldest hearts. Its fatal flaw? A complete lack of specificity. My broom, my cauldron, and disturbingly, the carnivorous butterflies have all professed their undying devotion. Cleaning my tower now involves elaborate escape plans. The broom, in particular, has taken to writing sonnets on the walls, while the butterflies hum dissonant love songs in my sleep. Romance, I've learned, is not for the faint of heart. More troublingly, the potion's effects seem to linger, and now random enchanted objects in my vicinity develop inexplicable attachments to me. My enchanted mirror's amorous poetry sessions have become a nightly ordeal. Number 2. Speak with cheese. A joke spell from an obscure grimoire meant to amuse at parties. However, its effects are permanent. Every wedge of brie, every wheel of Gouda screams existential questions at me from their platters. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Dinner parties have become philosophical minefields. The camembert in particular has a nihilistic streak, while the cheddar insists on debating ethics. I've considered abandoning cheese altogether, but even I have limits. The spell's effects extend to dairy products in general. Milk now sobs softly in my fridge, and yogurt argues over its expiration date. My meals are a cacophony of dairy despair. Number 1. Summon Familiar, randomized version. The allure of a familiar, a loyal companion, a magical confidant, is strong. But randomness is a cruel mistress. Rather than an owl or dragonling, I received Gerald, the passive-aggressive sloth. He sleeps 23 hours a day and spends his waking moments critiquing my wardrobe. I cannot dismiss him. The contract is ironclad. Occasionally, he offers cryptic advice, such as, "Perhaps you'd be more successful if you stopped summoning butterflies." He's not wrong, but his delivery leaves much to be desired. Recently, Gerald has started freelancing as a magical life coach, holding sessions with my enchanted objects. They now question my leadership. Conclusion! And there you have it, dear aspiring sorcerers. My top 10 spells of woeful regret. Magic, as you see, is a double-edged staff, capable of wonders and disasters in equal measure. Learn from my errors or don't. After all, life is an adventure best experienced with a healthy dose of chaos and a fireproof robe. Now, if you'll excuse me, the carnivorous butterflies are restless and Gerald demands a tea break. I leave you with this final pearl of wisdom. Never underestimate the power of fine print in spellbooks, and always keep a spare robe handy. May your own magical journey be slightly less disastrous, though infinitely more entertaining.